Thank you for joining us today for this February National Meeting presentation that we're making. I'm Jon Konnerup, and I serve as the Mission Director of the Baptist Bible Fellowship International. On behalf of the Mission Office and our staff and even the missionaries that we have around the world, I want to thank you for praying for the Mission Office. As I travel around the United States in our churches, I have many pastors and church members who express that they are praying for us on a consistent basis. And I appreciate that very much, and our staff does too. So thank you for your prayers. And also thank you for your financial support. We couldn't do what we do for our missionaries if you didn't support us financially. As you know, or as you may not know, we do not charge for our services. We don't charge the churches, we don't charge the missionaries. So 100% of what you send in for the missionary goes to the missionary. And so we operate by faith as well. And churches and some individuals support us, and that enables us to provide the many services that we do for our missionaries and for our churches. So thank you for your prayer and financial support for the Mission Office. There's a couple things I'd like to share with you today very quickly. First of all is about our new building project, and it is underway. We bought those 30 acres on the southwest part of Springfield, and they've already cleared off 10 acres. That's going to be our first phase. And so they've cleared out most of the trees and the shrubs and getting ready to bring in their trailer for the construction company, and then start moving dirt to prepare for the roads and the drainage and the utilities and then even the pads for the buildings where they're going to be. And so it's moving forward. We're excited about it. And you can go to our YouTube channel at BBFI Missions, and you can look it up. And my last podcast is on the property and shows you a little bit about property and what's going on there. As you understand the economic situation that we're in today, a lot of things have gone up in prices, including fuel just to clear the property and those kinds of things. And so because of that, the funds that we had put away for this are not going to quite be able to reach in finishing everything. And so we're going to do our best. We're going to have church teams come in and do a lot of things. That'll save on the cost of labor, which is about 50 to 60% of the cost of building. And so we're working on that. But we do have churches who have said, hey, we want to pitch in and we want to help. We want to help build some of those, to pay for the building of some of those missionary apartments. And so a number of churches have already been doing that. And so if you are interested, or you would like your church to send a building team or be a part of another building team, let us know here at the Mission Office, and we will help facilitate that. And we'll be excited to know other churches are participating in even the cost that's a little bit above what we have. But I know the Lord's going to supply it, already seeing that happen. And we're excited about that. Another thing I want to share with you is Project 938. And this is going to be our third year that we have been challenging people to pray for more laborers in our churches. I think most pastors would say we need more laborers in our churches, more Sunday school teachers, more people involved in the ministry. We're praying for more church planters in our country here in the United States. And we're praying for more missionaries to go to the regions beyond. And so we're challenging people to pray at 9:38 in the morning or 9:38 at night. And we get that challenge from Jesus himself in Matthew chapter 9 and verse 38, where he had seen the multitudes of people and the very few laborers. And that's true today. And he says, pray to the Lord of the harvest that he'll send forth more laborers into his harvest. And so we've been praying for the last couple of years, and we're still praying. We're going to do it again this year. We're going to send out a packet of resources and materials and things that you'll be able to use. In May, we'll present it, and then in August we'll send out that packet to all the churches. So you'll get it in your email. And you'll be able to use those resources and those materials to encourage and challenge your people to be praying for more laborers. And then we're all kind of working toward October 1st, 2023. That's going to be our 938 Sunday. The last couple of years, we've had that special Sunday, and churches from around the world, not just the United States, but from around the world also have participated on that Sunday as we all come together and pray for more laborers. And so I want to encourage you to continue to do that again this year. Challenge your people to pray for more laborers. I was just in Uganda last month, and at the same day that I arrived in Uganda, a single missionary lady from the Philippines arrived in Uganda. And she gave her testimony to me. She said, I'm with the Asia Baptist Clearinghouse. She said, I'm a product of 938. I said, really? Tell me about that. She said, I was working in a foreign country as a Filipino worker in another country, trying to make money for my family. And people were praying for me that I would surrender to serve the Lord as a missionary. And people were praying at 938, she told me. And she said she's a result of those prayers. She surrendered to be a missionary as the Lord convicted her in her heart, and then was trained and raised her support, and is now in Uganda today working with our missionaries and churches there because of 938. Let me share a little bit with you about some of my recent trips. In December, I went to Kenya, and then in January to Uganda. When I was in Kenya, I had the opportunity to be a part of a church's wonderful occasion where they dedicated a new church building. And they were so excited, their choirs sang, it was wonderful. And as I talked with the pastor, and I knew some of their history already, but he began to share with me how their church has been very involved and active in starting other churches. That particular church has started and sent people out and started 200 other churches throughout Kenya and Uganda. And I was just amazed at that. That is so exciting to see what is going on. Missionaries had started that church, trained this man, and led him to the Lord, trained him, and now he is leading his people to go out and take the gospel to other parts of Africa. In fact, he has a Bible Institute, and in that institute, 400 men have gone out and started other churches. They've trained women for the ministry, and then they've sent these men to start churches. That is so exciting. One of those churches that they started is down in the desert area. It's a very remote area. A man said there's no one that's taking the gospel there, and so God's calling me to take the gospel to them. And so he took it to them. We went out to that church. It's a mud walls, has a tin roof, dirt floor. But boy, were they excited to sing praises to the Lord, and they were eager to hear about missions. And that church together, they decided we are going to give to missions so we can send missionaries from Kenya and Africa to other parts of the world. That is exciting. And you know what else the pastor told me? He says, my people are praying at 938. We heard the 938 challenge all the way out here in this remote area, and we're praying for more laborers. That is so exciting. And then in Uganda, when I was there in January, I was able to be a part of a conference where many pastors came together, some from Kenya, all over Uganda, and we challenged them on missions, and those pastors were convicted in their hearts that they need to be a part of the Great Commission also. It's their responsibility. And now they have gone back to their churches and encouraged them to start giving. Many of them just learned about Faith Promise Missions, and they're going to use that in their church to encourage their people to give for missions. It's exciting to see what God's doing all around the world, not just here in America, but especially through the BBFI around the world. The Great Commission has not been canceled. In our culture here in America, there's a lot of things that have been canceled or tried to be canceled. You know what's going on. But the Great Commission has not been canceled. We're moving forward. And we're having people who are being approved this May, 5 couples and 1 single, hopefully a few more in September. The Asia Baptist Clearinghouse, just last week in the Philippines, they approved 40 new families this year, 40 new families to go as missionaries. So God's working. The Great Commission has not been canceled. We are excited about serving Him and seeing people come to know Jesus Christ all around the world. If you want to know more about the Mission Office, resources, opportunities for new missionaries or for young people in your churches, go to our website, bbfimissions.com. And so thank you for taking time to listen to the missions report for the February meeting, and I hope this has been encouraging to you. God bless you.